Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the second episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. Now, I really liked the first episode. I thought it was great. It was confusing for the first half, but once I started to understand what I was watching, it became the enjoyment like spiked up quite a bit. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. We got all these little plot threads, they twist and turn around like this. We got this character that knows this character because, he needed somebody to track down his little sister's killer, and she needs somebody to help her out because she's trapped on an island and she's a princess and the only one that can stop this big old catastrophe. So there's a partnership there, and he now has cool magic as a result, and he's best friends with Yoshino, who is just kind of doing his own thing for most of the episode until Yamamoto just showed up, started shooting and asking questions, and he had to kind of save him because of that. And yeah, there's a lot going on with the show, but none of it, once the episode concluded, none of it was like too confusing. So I got most of it by the end of the episode, and that's really all I could ask for, is to have a good understanding of what I'm supposed to understand and still have enough open to want to learn more. Like, we know that his name was Samon, right? Yeah, I think Samon's the big baddie right now. He's the one that got the princess on the island so that she couldn't interfere with the evil plans. And, I mean, mostly my hero's goal right now is to, the sister killer thing, but as it means to that end, he's also dealing with the evil eyeball that's in the sky and trying to save the world as kind of just part of that, kind of the agreement together with the princess. So yeah, I do want to say real quick that I feel very ashamed of myself for not realizing that Aika was voiced by Hanakana. Like, I did not realize that until I looked at the actual MyAnimeLIst page, and I cannot believe I did not realize that. I've brought shame upon my YouTube channel, honestly. But anyway, like I said, cool show. Can't wait to get into it and, figure out what's going to happen next. So let's do that. 3, 2, 1, play. And we saw the opening at the end of last episode, but I'm definitely eager to see it again. It was pretty good. Zetsuen no Tempest. The Civilization Blaster. This barrel is my only friend. And boof. I do quite like Hakaze. Definitely no shortage of action in this show. Whew. I really do quite like how she walked in that frame. Honestly, the only reason I can tell the difference between Hakaze and Aika is the eye color. That's kind of what I use. Because Hakaze has red eyes and Aika had like purple eyes. So who are we calling? Oh. Oh, flashback, okay. Let's do it next time. What do you mean by do it? I hope something family friendly. I could help you find out, just I gotta ask. Well, the answer to that should have been obvious, yeah. Understandable, I suppose. Wow, rude. Some brotherly advice about kissing sounds legit. Don't think that's true. Wow, do you not see her? She seems fairly womanly to me. That's why we have to go after the friend for such answers, I suppose. So, I don't know the timeline, but I do know she eventually got together with Yoshino. As the text at the end of the previous episode. Okay, so yeah, very clearly. Yes, very clearly together at this point, it seems. Again, though, I don't know about a lot of the timeline on this stuff, so yeah, that probably never happened. It sounds pretty funny when you put it like that. Oh yeah, the weirdness about the tree and all that. I kind of forgot about the specific tree stuff. And yeah, then that happened. One minute we're worried about relationship stuff, the next minute, this. He said she was very beautiful. Are we talking about Aika? Oh. Yeah, just kick it till it gets till it spits out what you want. Well, you don't need money apparently. Just kick it. You look very you look kinda evil for a person that says that. There's that look in his face. Not to mention the vending machine kicking. Well, that sounds horrible. We should probably stop that. I wouldn't say that. It's only episode 2. Well, I guess it doesn't sound too bad. You do look well. Okay. It led to the princess being on the island. I kind of would like to see the specifics of that. Like, how'd you get put in that barrel? And you're on an island. I see it's not super helpful. Yeah, at least we have my hero. Oh? The graveyard? Well, that's where things started getting crazy for us, but probably not what he's talking about. Someone someone has not been checking their mail. Why him? Well, he just handed me a key all of a sudden. I never agreed to anything. Very nice house. Don't know how Sister got killed when there was clearly a very secure gate right there. Apparently there's a 3-tier light system there. It's actually not as dirty as I thought it would be, considering how much mail there was. Yeah, try not to think about that. Ooh, that's a cool knife. It's a fancy Monopoly pieces. Yeah, you know that thing he was doing earlier? Smart. Ooh, cool. But why'd you break it? Well, it seems very limited. Magic must defeat magic. 10 points if you get that reference. Okay. Okay. This is our hero, apparently, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what kind of horrible human being kills a girl voiced by Hanakana. They just now have a soul or what? I get that. Yeah, you know. I know, right? Yeah, they're probably meant for each other. Yeah, we should probably leave. Uh, well, how do you respond to this? That's awkward. Well, yeah, I should probably hold on to those. It might be the Yamamoto incident. Okay, I kind of figured that. Makes sense, I guess. Butterflies would be attracted to them. Well, I mean, better hurry up and get a new girlfriend. Very fittingly having some flaming stuff in the background of that statement. Did you really just be doing that? There's nothing important. Well, I should hope so. Oh, they're not. Neither of them really wrong. I would still take better care of that thing. And that's how I communicate with the princess. I would. I would. It's worth it to not starve. I like how it shows her there as she says that. Well, that didn't go well. So yeah, she's around. Till the episode 2, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, this town's definitely seen better days. If so, I would probably leave the city. Well, sucks for those guys, I guess. But, you know, yeah. I figured it was them. I mean, it's not surprising. Those do seem like the kind of guys that would get stoned, so. See, it all came full circle. We got it back. Oh, ouch! Ow, right to the face, too. That was... They stole from him, so... I don't think she's happy about what happened earlier. She's like on an island somewhere. High-speed movement is what I would be doing, too. Wow, ouch. Yeah, I might want to grab the gun. That's a good idea. Well, did not work out well for her at all, did it? And now he has a weapon. At least I thought he did. I guess he just put it away. Never say that in a work of fiction. I mean, she's probably not important. I know, right? Ow. Ah. Well, I guess she has a more to shoot me with. I need more magical items. Wow. What the heck? Did she have a cucumber in her mouth? I mean, I approve, but that seemed a bit odd. Was she trying to say something? Wow. Stop bullying the princess. Oh yeah, I remember you from the opening. You're in the opening, so a magic user. No big deal, I just ran into an enemy, you know. Take care of it real quick. So, hopefully you're at this guy's level. Going out for a stroll? What are you doing? Whoosh! None of your business. Not a bad answer, I guess. That's his new name, I guess. Well, I don't know if my hero's the kind of guy that would just run from a fight. Yeah, that's more what I expected. Let's just punch the enemy that's probably stronger than us. You're calling him out like you're friends or something, but you shot at him not 5 minutes ago. Well then, that's good to hear. Oh no, not gas. Cover your mouth quickly. It's not cool playing dirty. This dirty girl. I mean, the roof, I guess, would be the obvious place to go to avoid that. Blow a little bit harder, wind. I mean, that would have been fine, but this is fine as well. No, I found this fair and square. Well, you kind of have to play with it when a crazy lady starts shooting at you. That thing was a fruit? Yeah, I don't get what that means either. Uh... Oh, ow! Threw the gas back right in his face. Oh, off the... Well, that might not have been the smartest move. That's gonna hurt, like both of you. Well, never mind. Got a little bit close, though. Ow. I guess I dealt with that. Oh, she actually just kind of freaked out. I don't blame her, I guess, but... Well, I figured as much. I like how we informed someone about this after trying to kill the guy. Not before. Well, if he's not trying to kill him, that should give my hero a better chance. I would not let this woman walk behind me. I just wouldn't do it. Well... And deja vu. Did she realize? Yeah. Okay, now she's starting to put it together. What? Okay. Okay, it's not a competition. Is that gonna work? That's obvious. I suppose. Now we get a redo. Okay. Interesting lyrics so far. Hitori Bochi. I love that anime. Not quite the ED I expected, but it's nice. I wonder how many more Aika flashbacks we'll get in the show. Kira, you know. Or bring in the copters. There are things even magic cannot do, I suppose. So, that was the second episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. And this episode, things seem to have just slowed down a bit since the first episode. We just kind of have my hero and Yoshino kind of walking around. Well, we had a flashback first, kind of showing off some more Aika stuff. And yeah, I mean, the end of last episode, they kind of implied there was a relationship there between Aika and Yoshino through the text, but by the end of this episode, they confirmed it, like 100% confirmed it. However, it seems like, yeah, it really does seem like my hero does not know about that in the slightest. They went over to his house, which had a lot of mail, because nobody's been really home, I guess. And we found out that the specific reason why my hero has been able to use magic is because Hakaze, right? Like, let me get the names back up. Yeah, Hakaze left some talismans around, and anyone can use them. Like, you don't have to have any training or anything. You can just use it for cool magic, but like a finite amount, you know, like little gemstones from Fate's Day 9. I think it's kind of like that. But yeah, he's got some, and he gave one to Yoshino, because they're best friends, of course, and Yoshino needs to be able to protect himself, but since he's kind of like linked to this now, and he just my hero really is dedicated to this revenge path. Like, it's all over his face, how it's affecting him, how vengeful he's been becoming, it really does not come across as a good guy in any real capacity. He's technically, well, I don't know what you call an anti-hero, I don't know, but he's really not like trying to save the world out of the goodness of his heart. It's basically just he has an agreement with Hakaze, and he's got to do the helper with the saving world thing as part of the agreement. That's really all it comes down to. So you just see him like fighting people with this evil look on his face, all violent like and stuff. Like, he kind of reminds me of Accelerator at certain moments. But yeah, it's just kind of funny, He's just so different than Yoshino in like every possible way, and yet they're friends, that's a common thing in fiction, of course. It's just still kind of funny how just complete opposites they are. So another thing that's funny is the princess. Like, they talked about that, how there's a clan of mages called the Kusaribe, which is of course a family name of both Hakaze and Samon. And basically, yeah, family arguing, infighting, power struggle, and Samon had some sort of trap. We don't have the specifics on it. That kind of that resulted in her getting in the barrel, sent to the island, and I'm really curious exactly how. I want to see the lead up to that. I want to see how he got her in the barrel. That's a very important thing. Like, what did he do? Did he say, "Hey, the Hakaze, I got candy in the barrel"? What, really? Yeah, it's at the very bottom. Oh, yay! Let me get it. And then she, pokes her head in there. And then he just like, so whoop, then puts the lid on. Boop, like zin 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 zin, drills it up, puts it on the boat, and then just sails on over there and tosses it over. Is that what happened? I want to know how she got in the barrel. Did he put candy in the barrel? Did he take off her clothes and put it in the barrel? I don't know. It could be anything, really. I want to see what it was. I want to see what it was. I'm going to be a little bit disappointed if we never get to find out how she ended up in the barrel. Like, I want to see it actually animated, her getting into the barrel, and the barrel being sealed up, and then it's like, oh, half the mission's accomplished, let's send her to the island. I want to see that. I want to see it. However, another big thing with the episode, I think I kind of missed my point of talking about that, was that it's funny that they kept making fun of her for being silly, for being a baka, getting falling for the trap. That's kind of my point. That was the whole point of bringing that up, because that was funny to me. And just the banter, the back and forth between my hero and Hakaze is great as well. They're just so mean to each other. It's great. Anyway, But Yoshino, he apparently Yamamoto's not done with him. Like supposedly she came here for Mahiro, and yet she's only really been directly going after Yoshino for the most part. I guess because he's just an easier target, easier to find. However, what you did not know was, although she might be packing guns and stuff, he's packing magic because his friend was nice enough to give him a talisman, which was a good thing he did because he was able to defend himself. He was like, whoosh, bam, slammed her into a big old thing of fruits and stuff, which led to her having a cucumber in her mouth later on, which is funny for obvious reasons, for obvious non-YouTube friendly reasons. But she really was kind of she was really pushing that, that character trait. Because I mean, one scene she has a cucumber in her mouth, and she just kept it in there all the way to the school. Like just imagine her walking down the street with that in her mouth. Just yeah. And then she made that one comment about how a lonely girl has toys or whatever. Just yeah, not being subtle at all with this character, with the kind of character this is. It's pretty funny. I enjoy that. I just enjoy her presence in general. She's a fun character. But he did have her gun, so that helped a little bit. And after she played dirty, though, brought out the gas, and he was able to actually get behind her, and she knew right away that he had the willingness, the drive to shoot that gun. Like he's not gonna be some like, oh no, I can't shoot her. That's wrong. Like he's not gonna do that. I don't think that's kind of what we were implying there. And then he just like whoosh flies her off the building, and right before she hits the ground and breaks her neck, he stopped it. But she was still pretty freaked out about it because that was a close one. If he wanted her to die, she probably would have died right there. So, yeah, she should be pretty grateful about that one. And he actually had a talk with her about the whole Aika thing, which is a little bit surprising. But yeah, pretty much just letting all the cards on the table. It's like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. I had one like a year ago. And then as he keeps dropping these hints over and over again, she eventually realizes, oh, are you saying Aika? Aika was your girlfriend? Like, really? That's interesting. So that's that. And like I said, my hero just doesn't know at all. Like that one part where they were in his house together and he said something like how she didn't like him and all that. Just I don't remember exactly what he said, but there was an awkward conversation. I remember the awkwardness, definitely. Definitely. And we did confirm that the butterflies are definitely like a hint, like a sign that tree shenanigans are abound in that area. So, because that's good. Because when I very first saw the butterflies, what I thought it was my hero just like summoning them as part of his magic, maybe as a distraction or something like that. That's kind of my very first thought when I saw them. But yeah, I did after a little bit. I did assume what the truth was. So that's all good. And yeah, we just keep seeing random people with a black iron syndrome. He notices a random girl at school with it. He's like, huh, that girl. Do I know her? Her name was like Ishikawa, Yoshi something. I don't know what her name is. I mean, I don't really care what her name is because she's no longer relevant. She's basically dead, so who cares? That was kind of a weird scene, but I mean, he wasn't wrong. Her name really does not matter anymore. Not in the slightest. And I can't believe I haven't brought this up yet, but my hero also ran into somebody, somebody much more deadly. One of, Samon's actual dogs, as they called him. And he seems to be quite powerful. He has a cool hat and a spear, so that's pretty evident. That's pretty evident of his skill right there. So Hakaze seemed pretty worried about his chances to take this guy on 1v1, but he didn't seem to care. Like, he's not really the careful type, I don't think. He just like, hey, well, I just gotta beat him up, right? So let's do that. So, although we do have, obviously, Yoshino is willing to help. My hero earlier said something along the lines of, you don't have to stick together with me. This is dangerous. I'm just roping you into this mess. You don't have to do that. Here, take some protection and you can go away now. Go be with your family or something. But I don't think he wants to do that. I think he wants to be together with my hero and help him out. So I think he might show up at some point partway through this fight and help out and help battle him. My hero might be resistant to that, but maybe Yoshino could convince him, like, hey, no, we can be a team. We can fight together. It's okay. It's all good. And oh yeah, Yamamoto's here too for some reason, so that's fine though, I guess. Why not? So that's kind of where we're at now. Not a lot to say with the episode beyond that, I don't think. We didn't get much more with Samon at all. Just enough with him to say things like, "Oh wow, she's able to do things on the island. That's pretty impressive." And capture him. That was basically all we got from Samon. So not a lot on that front. Yeah, I don't think we learned a lot of new things here, aside from talismans, the butterflies, at least one of someone's henchmen. Confirmation that she fell for some silly trap to get caught in the barrel, although we could kind of assume that. Confirmation that Yoshino was together with Aika. And I think that's all we really learned in the episode. We might have got a couple more specifics on the Black Iron Syndrome that I don't remember right now, but yeah, we didn't get a lot of new stuff really. But I really am curious about the killer though, because they do kind of seem to be acting as if that's not really related at all to this whole Black Iron Syndrome thing. And if that's the case, I mean, what would be the motivation to kill Aika? Like, they already commented on how it was kind of a suspicious murder. I mean, the obvious thing would be like somebody wanted to steal stuff, but I really don't think that would be the case. You know, because it's not really an interesting story. I'm expecting there to be some sort of plot twist about this. I just don't know what that would possibly be. I don't know. I guess being a suicide could be a bit of a plot twist, but I don't see why she would do that either. We haven't really had much reason to believe she would want to do that, but who knows? Like, I don't really know. The two biggest plot twists would, of course, be either it was suicide or, you know, my hero did it for some weird reason. Like, of course, the only reason I could think of he would do that is if he found out about the relationship with her and Yoshino and couldn't handle it and lashed out. Like, that's the only reason he could possibly do that. I'm just saying I'm not saying either of those are likely. I'm just saying those are the only real big plot twists that subvert expectations I can really think of on the top of my head. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure whatever the truth is will be interesting regardless, but just putting it out there, those are a couple thoughts I've had as I watched it. However, it does seem like he generally didn't know that Yoshino about the relationship, so unless he was really good at pretending. But I don't know. If we do find out later that he did know all along, that would give a bit more credence to that theory, I guess. But we'll have to wait. I don't expect to get any answers on this for a while, honestly. Probably not. Probably won't get anything like that for at least a good few episodes, if not halfway through the show. So yeah, you know, still a good episode, even if it wasn't quite as impactful as the last one. We're still building up towards things. We are building up towards my hero and Yoshino actually being like a real duo, doing this all together. You know, as we're kind of getting past the initial "I don't need your help, I'll be by myself" phase. We're kind of getting past that for these first few episodes, and they'll be partners, and maybe Yamamoto will be, you know, one of their partners as well. Who knows? At the end, she would just kind of following him like she's his new lackey, so who knows? But I do enjoy all the little bits we get with the princess just on the island. You know, you know, the entire show could just be like showing her on the island, and everything else we just hear through the doll, and I'd be okay with that. I'd be completely okay with that. So yeah, I hope the rest of the fight we see with my hero and the spear guy is pretty cool. That's kind of what my current hope is. So until then. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.